There's good news that finally he is going to talk to larger groups of people for feedback and ideas on how to deal with the pandemic and its aftermath. Of course, I mean, most likely about measures to deal with the economic impact from the deadly virus.
He's quite clear in his plan because he said he would like to write open letter to top 20 billionaires of Thailand to seek their cooperation, to ask for their vision because they must be the top management of Thailand. And we all belong to Thai team. That's what he addressed to the whole nation. That's why he would like to seek further cooperation from these leading businessmen who are the top richest of the country, Kun Thepchai.
Yeah, that's good news that he will be talking to people that will be most involved in the revival of the economy. And especially at present time when the crisis is still much with us, I mean, the need to really, fight against the pandemic with the support from the private sector.
Yes, it's really important at this very juncture. And in addition to write open letter to top 20 billionaires in Thailand, next week he will also meeting with different groups of business association. He said it would be like small and medium size or small business corporation in Thailand, and he'd like to listen. He stressed on he'd like to listen to what they are facing and what they would like the government to do, and what the government, private sector, and people can join hands to get through the crisis of COVID-19 altogether. That's what he stressed today. So that's quite significant, Kun Thepchai, because he said he'd like to listen to on-the-ground situation.
So of course, everyone, or most everyone anyway, agrees with the stringent measures imposed by the government so far. But of course, the impact from these measures on the economy, on businesses is quite huge. So definitely there will be some suggestion from the private sector that some of these measures might need to be reviewed or to be eased so that the impact on the economy, on the businesses would be lessened. But this is quite a challenge for the Prime Minister because in the past few weeks, he has focused mostly on the health aspects of the pandemic. And then there have been complaints from the businesses that he doesn't pay enough attention to the sufferings of the people, the economic sufferings of the people. So maybe his meeting with the representatives of the private sector in the coming weeks should be a good opportunity for him to listen firsthand to ideas and suggestions from the private sector.
Yes, he outlined that right now two top priorities for him is to solve the crisis, public health crisis first, and that rely very much on public health officials, medics. And the second priority is to relieve economic impact, and that would need economic assistance from everyone involved, from stakeholder, from billionaire, from business community. So that means overall it's two priorities that he'd like to tackle in order to get through this COVID-19 crisis in Thailand. Yeah. And he also assured again that 5,000 baht cash handout will be pursued and that people can rest assured that finance ministry will take care of this issue.
I think what is interesting is that there was speculation throughout the day that in his address this evening, he would talk about the possibility of easing some of the measures that the government has imposed, especially those related to social distancing, and especially maybe lessening the hours of the curfew. But he didn't mention a word about possible easing of this restriction, right, Kunatha?
Yes, he didn't quite touch upon this word of easing down of all the measure yet. I think it must be part of close monitoring of the situation.